Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Cameron. If you're new here, what's up? Today I am doing a plant haul because I got lots of plants and pots and all those types of things lately. And I just like to start this video off with not a disclaimer, but like something of the sorts, because I'm not a professional plant taker, carer of plants. I just got into plants recently. It's just been a really like a random hobby of mine. I can't get enough of plants. I understand the responsibility of taking care of plants. Their lives are in my hand kind of thing, and I'm gonna try to learn and take care of and help these guys to grow and live nice lives. So let's just go ahead and get started. First thing I got was, this was like a week ago, I want to say, about a week ago. Isn't that a song? I don't want to sound stupid, but so I got this Venus flytrap at my grocery store the other day, and you can see it's got a couple of black, some of its, you know, body, whatever you want to call them, stems, leaves, are turning black, and I looked it up to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong with them. Basically, it said Venus flytraps can turn black because they're just stressed, and it was like, even if you haven't done anything, like I'm giving them good sunlight and the right water and all this kinds of things. They said, you know, if it could just be that they're stressed from moving from the grocery store to your house. So also, I name my plants. I don't know if you guys do that, but I decided to name this one Jar Jar Binks because I know Jar Jar Binks is like a really annoying character in Star Wars, but I think he's funny, so he's my favorite Star Wars character. And I just thought, you know, Venus flytraps, you know, they're like aliens. So Jar Jar Binks. So my plan for this guy is so I've been, like, I do research on all the plants that I get to make sure that I give them nice homes and sunlight and soil and all that stuff. And so I read that Venus flytraps, they don't take nutrients from the soil if they're in soil that contains fertilizer and stuff like that. It'll kill them because they don't get their nutrients from the soil like regular plants do. They get their nutrients from eating little guys, eating little flies. So I looked up like what kind of soil to make, and it said get sphagnum peat moss and silica sand, which I'm having some trouble finding the silica sand. I don't know how many stores I've been to looking for it. And then this doesn't say sphagnum peat moss, it's just sphagnum moss, because the only sphagnum peat moss I could find was the Miracle-Gro brand, and I read that could be bad because it is still Miracle-Gro and it will have like fertilizers in it that could kill Venus flytraps. So I got this, and I looked it up, like as I was in the store, I looked it up and made sure that this was okay, and it said it's fine. It'll just, like, you might have to water them more often and stuff, like something like that, because the soil needs to remain moist for Venus flytraps, and which I have no problem doing. I'm gonna try my best to keep up with it. Another point I'd like to make with this is, obviously there's not, I mean, you know, sometimes bugs get in your house, but for the most part, Venus flytraps are not going to get the nutrients they need staying indoors. So I've been training him to be able to be an outside plant. So I was watching YouTube videos and all this stuff, and this guy said, I'll try to find it and link it in the description below, but basically, if Venus flytraps go from the grocery store to your house to outside in such a sudden movement, I guess, it will kill them because they get so stressed out about it. So he said that you should bring it home and then like take it outside for an hour, then 2 hours, and 3, and then like keep on going with that, so that it doesn't, you know, burn the plant, like it gets used to the sun and all that stuff. And also, I've been trying to sit it outside to maybe get it a little bit of food, but there's only one of them is closed, and that guy kind of looks dead. It's gonna be an outside plant, so I'm working on that with this one. I got an aloe vera plant, and I know there's not an aloe vera plant in this. The aloe vera came in, and it does not have a hole in the bottom, which is like a big no, because aloe veras are succulents basically. I don't know if they fall under succulents, but it's like they need fast draining soil. And also, so I got my aloe vera from Walmart, which for $5, and I mean it's like a nice, it's a nice little plant size and everything, but it was completely flooded. Like there was so much water in this, and I felt so bad for it because I was like, wait, I don't think it's supposed to be like that. So it came in this, took it out as soon as I brought it home, and I put it in this little pot that it does have a draining hole. I don't want to, like, there's a drainage hole in it, trust me. But this is a pot that I painted at a painting store, and so I replanted it into this, and it needs a lot of sunlight. I think it had way too much water in it from being completely flooded in that cup. So it's in the brightest spot of my room, so I'm hoping that soon it'll start to harden up a bit. So I have the little notebook that, I mean, it says memories on it, but it's got a plant on it, and all of the pages have little flowers on it, you know. And so basically I am using this I look up the plants that I have, and I write down how to care for them, and so I make sure that I'm giving them the right sunlight, the right soil, the right watering time, like how far deep the soil should be dried before watering it again, stuff like that, because I want to be a good plant mother. Yesterday, me and my mom went out looking for the sphagnum peat moss, which I already told you about this, and silica sand. Couldn't find the silica sand, but in all of the stores that we went to, not all, I mean we only went to 3 stores, but well, we went to 4? I don't know. We went to a couple stores, and I bought plants at all of them on accident. So the first plant that I got was this little I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but Kalanchoe black tie succulent. So it's very fuzzy, and it kind of reminds me of a bee, so I'm naming it Barry. I'm naming it Barry based off of Barry B. Benson from the Bee Movie, and it's still in the pot that it came in, because what I want to do is take the pot that the aloe vera came in, drill a hole in the bottom of it, and then I went and bought some Sharpies today, because I'm going to draw little bees on this, because it's going to be based off of Barry B. Benson. So that's the plant that I got. Whoa, whoa, whoa. At the same store, I got this little waterer. Before I was just using like a regular, like a spray bottle, and the more research I've been doing, it's like succulents, it's like it's okay to like water the soil completely through. It just has to dry out before you water it again. So I decided to get this. It's like, it was the tiniest one I could find, because I figured, well, I don't have that many plants, and also if they're all gonna be in my room, I don't want to bring a big old bucket up. After that store, I went to another store to look for the sphagnum peat moss and the silica sand. Couldn't find it, and then I went to another one, and I found this little pretty succulent plant. This is not the pot that it came in. It came in a different, like a plastic pot, like most plants that you get will. This, the little container that's in, and the plant, separate but at the same store. And I was gonna paint this to match the colors on the plant, but then I decided not to. This is kind of gross, but when I was repotting this plant, the pot, like the soil that it came in, was very, very, very moist. Like, I don't know if they just watered it or what, but it was very moist. So I was like, and it didn't seem like fast draining soil, like it seemed like regular soil. And so I was repotting it, and as I was like kind of trying to brush off most of the soil from the roots, a little white like centipede looking thing fell out of it, and I was kind of grossed out, and I was like, okay, probably should check this for bugs. I went over, was rinsing off all the soil, like I was like, I'm gonna get it all off. So I found another little white centipede, and there was some other kind of bug like crawling around in it, but those were the only 3 that I saw like in the roots. I think that if there were any more bugs, they were in the actual soil, not so much like they weren't drawn to the plant, they were drawn to the soil, like the wet soil. So rinsed off all of the plant, like rinse off all of the soil from the roots, put it in the draining soil. And actually, as I was rinsing it out, I am new to plants, so, and I know that they have babies, so I think this plant might have been, sorry, a bird just flew by my window and it distracted me. Might have had some babies. So I have two little offsprings, possibly. I don't really know if they're babies or not, but they weren't like super connected to the big plant, and they like really like stood out to me. Like it didn't look like they didn't go with the flow of the plant. These little offsprings, if they are offsprings, just kind of like were like little miniature of that, but just like kind of tucked underneath it. And I was like, okay, well, if these are babies, I don't want to crowd it. So I took them off and have them in little paper towels. I'm gonna look up how to figure out if these are actually babies or pups or whatever they're called, and then how to take care of them, because I think it would be cute to have little baby plants. If they are babies, I'm gonna repot them. If they're not, sorry that I took them off of this plant. And then I got this little spider plant, which spider plants are probably my favorite plants ever. They're so pretty to me. I love them. I got this pot. This is not the pot that it came in, and I actually felt very, very bad for this spider plant, because at the store that I got it from, the people were so nice, actually, that like the owners of, because it's more like a local planter place. I got the plant, and it has, you can tell this one's got a little baby coming too, so that's gonna be cute. Oh my goodness, baby spider plant. So I got this pot at the same store that I got that one, and then I got this plant at like a local place with super, super nice people that own it. I really think that these colors look pretty together, but it's just me. The people that work there were actually so nice. They just like gave me a grocery bag full of soil. They were like, she's not gonna need that much, so the soil that's in this that I repotted it with was free. So those are the 5 plants that I just got, and the pots that I'm planning to put them in, / pots that they are in that I got. I forgot to tell you what the one plant, like the oddest one, what it's called, and it is called a Echeveria Runyoni Topsy-Turvy. Comment anything you want, like this video if you thought it was interesting. My 7 subscribers. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed. This is like, I think this is the first video that I've ever asked for people to subscribe. So, really big step. But that is all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day.